Content shared in this YouTube video, as well as any resources linked below, is not intended to be interpreted or relied upon as financial advice. We are not lawyers, accountants, or financial advisors, nor do we claim to be. The information provided is not a replacement for personalized financial advice from a qualified professional who understands the specific details of your situation. While we strive to ensure the accuracy and value of the information shared on this channel and through associated resources, it should not be considered a recommendation to avoid consulting with a financial professional. Always seek guidance from a trusted expert to address your unique circumstances.
We about to get balls pumping. You wanna see a show? Stick around and you'll see something. Other blocks repping chains. Can't be coming. PTV coming. We coming. We coming. We coming. We coming. Top spot incoming. One be market cap. Don't be nothing. We about to make your balls feel something over here. All balls, no working. We about to put a stop to meme hunting. Only wants to shill after us. All the memes gonna mean nothing. We the shit. I don't mean dumping after meme dumping. Feeling like Jordan jumping. Let me jump in. I only see me and me. Show them words with the scene. Our movement in motion. Your content stuck on freeze. This shit is not what it seems. We lit like candles only green. Can't pick me ticket. What a team. What a team. KP, should we tell them what else we've got? We got the temperature rising. Whole chain dropping. Heart rate's climbing. High tides coming. Both bags pumping. They pop hopping. Trying to rush it. We not stopping. Moon it coming. 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 Move it coming. Move it coming. Move it coming. Yeah, it's your boy King Pooie coming at you. Richard Hart, the genius behind Hex and Pulse Chain. Hoorah! Let's get it. Yo, it all started with Richard Hart's plan in his mama's house, where the magic began. Installed the bud day, the royal decree. Down the pipes flows a land of mystery. King Pooie emerged, ruler of this place.
Mic check, mic check.
With dreams in a lace from the hex to the pulse, we follow his lead. King Pooie reigns, fulfilling every need. King of memes, yeah, he's the one. From the hex to the pulse under the crypto sun. But a dreams in a world so bright, in the land of Pooie, where everything's right. Hoorah! Let's scream it out loud for the king of memes. Make your mama proud. Hoorah! In the land of Pooie, where the throne is golden, so we keep on holding. Mexicans unite under his rule, in this crypto kingdom where the memes are cool. Richard Hart's vision, setting the pace. In the land of Pooie, we found our place. From the hex to the pulse, the dream unfolds. King Pooie reigns with stories untold. Every flush, a journey to this wonderland, where King Pooie holds the brand. Hoorah! Let's scream it out loud for the king of memes. Make your mama proud. Hoorah! In the land of Pooie, where the throne is golden, so we keep on holding. Hoorah! Let's scream it out loud for the king of memes. Make your mama proud. Hoorah! In the land of Pooie, where the throne is golden, so we keep on holding. Crypto compassion, heart of gold. In the land of Pooie, legends unfold. Randy's hustle, always bold. Rip City Pulse, never controlled. Fence with wisdom, stories untold. Building the future with a vision so true. From the hex to the pulse, they paved the way. In the crypto kingdom every single day. Hoorah, hoorah, rah. King Pooie, they come for the memes and stay for the DeFi. Hoorah! Yeah, it's your boy King Pooie coming at you. Richard Hart, the genius behind Hex and Pulse Chain.
Well, let's try to kick this off, eh? Let's put me up on stage and see if we can get DeaDY BeaR up here. See what we got. I'm not seeing my screen. I gotta minimize this, my friends. There we go. Hey, it's gonna be DeaDY BeaR today, doing your TA for the day. KRJcrypto is in the background doing his thing. So right now we're gonna be taking a look at. There we go. I assume we've got a good mic check going on here. Come up to the, make sure we're good. All right. Anybody out there in TV land? Let's go ahead and check this out. So we are going to go through the King Pooie stuff first. We have the Shit Show. Welcome to the Shit Show. Thank you very much for joining in and hanging out with me today. I want to go over a few bullish narratives we have going on. It looks like everything is pushing to the upside. Some projects have a lot of volume. Some don't have a lot of volume. We're going to be taking a look at King Pooie in particular. We're just starting to peak to the upside, but we don't have any more lower highs, which is very, very good. So all in all, this is a bullish sentiment for the majority of the crypto market out here. Looking at Queen. Queen's got a little bit more pump to it. If we come back up to the resistance area, I see a 245% run on that. So I just wanted to bring you down to a couple of things. The bubbles, we got Pulse, PulseX, Hex. We're now starting to show up on the bubbles again, which is really, really nice. I think we're actually going to get that rubber band effect that I was talking about just a little while ago here. So if we run down to the Revoke, I just want to tell you that this is trade.kingpooie.com. I created this. I put all the tools on the left-hand side. Revoke is a place you want to go. Make sure you disconnect from any projects that you connected to. Stay safe out there when you're trading. Any hot wallets that you have. Don't click on any miscellaneous links. Don't ever give anybody your seed phrases. And this is for educational purposes only. So this is not my website. You can go straight to revoke.cash and go to this website yourself. But I put it in the tools over here. Trusted tools. If you need to get Pulse Chain for the first time, or you want to easily transfer it from your exchange directly into your Pulse Chain wallet, you can do it a couple different ways. One of the ways is using this exchange swap tool called Change Now. You can't transfer but a couple $100 worth, so it's not going to be for big purchases. It's good for gas. Get you in the door, get you started for anybody that's got those tokens they want to start off with. So using Change Now is super simple. You can choose any one of the different assets. If you wanted to do Polygon, for example, or you wanted to do Solana on the Solana network, you could transfer directly into Pulse Chain. You can just go like 0.5 or do 1, and then this is how many Pulse Chain you're actually going to get. So since we're at the bottom, this is a great time to be able to move your tokens from the other exchanges to this exchange, because we're about to go into that rubber band effect, I think. I see the OA wallets moving some stuff around, and Richard Hart's. I think there's a lot of good stuff about to happen. Everything is aligning the way it's supposed to be. So this is the tools you're going to be able to use to be able to get into it. So this is one way to get in. Second way is going to be using Pulse LN. I like this tool. You can transfer over a lot of money, and same thing. You can go from Solana or BNB or other networks directly into Pulse Chain. You can do a little bit more. So if you wanted to do 3 of these, the limit exceeded. So you're not going to be able to do more than 2, more than 1. So $600, you can definitely just move over with no problem. So, so they do take a fee, but this is a really good way to get in, other than using the Pulse Chain Bridge. The Pulse Chain Bridge is the official way that that they created for you to be able to do it. This is going to be the Pulse Chain Bridge. This over here is a really cool tool. Gas on Ethereum is really cheap right now. So if you wanted to get into Pulse Chain, now is the time to start moving those funds over. Because again, I think we're in this rubber band effect. So trade.kingpooie.com. I give you all the tools to be able to get you started. And away we go. So I want to throw up the Bitcoin chart real quick because we have a lot of bullish action right over here. We have not got our retracement yet. We should come back down and get a retracement off the top of this 1, 2, 3, 4 times a break. This is a daily candle. So we can see we got a clear 1. We got a candle body number 2. We got a candle body number 3. We got a candle body 4 times a break. It is confirmed, friends, that we broke out bullish. However, don't get too excited yet because we still have to come back down. We have to make a higher low, which means that we can come all the way back down here to the 77 level, or we can come all the way down to the 74 level and then still trade sideways before we take off. So this right here is all the questionable zone. This right over here is your retest zone. We've already retested once. It might hit its head on here. It's unlikely that it's going to break straight through, but it is possible. Let me go ahead and move over to this chart and make it bigger really quick. Pop this over here. Hey, that looks a little better. Maybe you guys at home can see this a little better. But this green line going up right over here is this line right here. So we also have a 1, 2, 3, 4 times a break. We got 1 retest, and we're going to come up and get another retest. So that's why that line is currently there. You're asking what this yellow line is. Let me just zoom in really quick just to show you what we're talking about. So we have this triangle that we were currently in. This is a descending wedge, which is a bullish pattern that usually goes into a channel, which I'm going to pop up here in a second. Now that we got all this stuff over here, we can start deleting some of the stuff. But when we look at this pattern, it ran perfectly. I didn't think this was going to run up this quickly. I thought this was going to draw out a little bit more over here before it popped out, but it didn't. So because it ran up so quickly, I do think you're going to have a slow drop all the way back down. And I think this was just because we're at the end of the tax season. And usually what happens after tax day, which is the 15th of April, we usually get pullback because all the people that bought in January, back November, December, January, all the whales usually get in right over here and sell, but it's backwards this time. So you might actually get more of a pump with this coming in here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete some of these since we already know what's happening here. And we know this right over here broke out. So we're going to go ahead and delete these since we don't need them anymore. Anybody that's got this link for this chart, after I click save, you will be able to see all the changes that I make to it. So that was in last week's video and the week before's video. So I'm not going to give this one out again. If you have it, then you are lucky. So let's go ahead and delete all this stuff too, since we don't need that. Clean up this chart a little bit. We don't like messy charts because too many lines makes you a little confused. But I do want to, now that we're zooming in a little bit more, we can see where we're at. We currently got a lower high. See, lower high. That means we have to get a higher low before we can do anything. So some of the patterns I'm starting to look at is the inverted head and shoulders, which is a very possible where you're looking at something like this. This would be a shoulder. This would be a head. And then we'll take that and then come down here. This would be a shoulder. And then you finally break out, right? This is going to have a measured move when it does. So your measured move is going to be from the bottom here, candle body, to the top of this. So if this is an inverted head and shoulders reversal pattern, again, this pattern turns into this pattern, turns into this pattern. There's 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 different ways that you could get to the same place. So this is just the way that I'm currently using. So I'm finding these patterns, and what you're looking for is just you want more and more reasons on why you want it to go to a certain place. So right now, just to back up, just to start off, I know that this is a very good down triangle wedge, and that usually turns into a channel. So if we just take this channel pattern, we pop it up like this, we're going to have some targets right here at the top of this. It's going to have to hit this line a couple of times to get out, right? It's going to come up here, hit its head, come back down and break. So where do we get an intersection? We got this line that comes up here, and we got this line that comes up here. This is a really good place to see if we can make it up to. You can see right now we are above the middle of the channel. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look and see. We got some nice resistance right here. We got some nice resistance right here. So you want as many hits as you possibly can on this line right over here. So it's pretty clean, pretty clean. You can wiggle around a little bit. So you can technically wiggle like this a little bit depending on if you're going to use this wick, this wick, this wick, and then not use this one. So you could end up with a target right here, which we already missed. So I'm pulling it up like this a little bit more. So maybe we don't come all the way back down here. We could run up to this level right over here, but we have to look at this date, which is going to be April 26th. Personally, I think we're going to end up getting a drop because we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 time as a break on the macro. So the macro is going to be a thing where it's going to start to pull back down. We did not get a higher high. And we did not get a higher low, which means we still have some more sideways action to go, which we should actually get a pullback. Maybe it's a tiny pullback and then a very, very quick run up. That's a possibility. But that's too much for Bitcoin. Unless we got a lot of excitement or something really, really crazy that happened here, I don't think that that's going to be what we're looking at. So, we might have to extend this out a little bit more and come back and hit this over here sometime. We don't necessarily need to hit it here, but we'll take a look at that date on April 23rd. I'm going to go ahead and take and put a vertical line right here on this little mark. And we're going to see this is going to be April 24th. We'll put it at that. That'll be a target to look for. But ultimately, I'm going to want it to come down to this level right over here. So we can see that we have a wick, a candle body. So we want to use some of this, like this candle body right over here is going to be the top. So let's go ahead and use that as the top of this channel that we're currently playing with right here. We have a wick and a candle body. So we'll kind of use both of those at the same time because this is pretty good confluence, right? So let's go ahead and use that marker right here at this level. And let's take this marker and we'll put another vertical right here and say this is probably the future drop target if it comes down, which is going to be May 2nd. So I think we're going to end up coming down here, hitting it May 2nd, and then coming all the way back up here, and then hitting this, and then coming down here, and then busting out. So we want a lower high, and we want it to be here. So we do have a couple of things that we can play with on lower time frames on the macro. So I'm going to get to that in just a minute, but I do want to just zoom out a little bit really quick on Bitcoin and take a look at a bigger 3-day time frame just to show you what I'm looking at. Let's go to the week. Everybody looks at the weekly. The weekly is really good. So we start out with a candle body, with a candle, and then we have a candle body. So this is going to be number 1, number 2, number 3, 4 times a break. We're looking for a good retest. Did we get it? We wicked it. We wicked it. Pretty darn close, 74K. But I don't think that would be the end of it. So it's possible that we do come down here and mess around. We still got a lot of room to play. This downwards triangle usually goes about 70%, and we're about that 65% right now. So we are a good place to be able to break out. Now we're going to come back down, and this should be the 75% mark before we end up taking off. So I want to find this level right here and not trade below this level currently. So my lowest target that I'm currently looking at on Bitcoin is going to be about 77.8 currently. That's also going to line up with the top of this. It's also going to line up with all the other stuff over here. So it's confluence. So this wick right over here could actually be the bottom of Bitcoin before we end up going up to these higher levels. So, but just watch for this retest coming off of here, and then that will be the next lowest target that you're going to have before you get this massive run. But looking at the weekly time frame, it's all confirmed. 1, 2, 3, 4 times a break. You come down, you come to the retest. All this is valid for you to take off right now. So we're still looking at a few little things. I'm going to go down to, let's say, the 4 hour. Let's zoom in a little bit and see what happened. So we got a pivot right now. So this is currently a pivot. We're still waiting for this thing to pop out. I don't think we're going to pop just yet because we got some bearish sentiment happening. This is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 time as a break on here. And we didn't come down. We're just trading sideways. So we're looking for another 1, 2, 3, 4 time as a break. So we're going to come right up here. And we're in this is actually a bullish pennant right over here. So if you do break out, you will get that run to the upside and end up here really quickly. So watch this level right over here. You want to start trading a 4 or 5 hour above 85. Let's just say 85.5. Now you start trading above this level, you're going to be in a pretty bullish sentiment. Not confirmed yet, because again, you still need to come down and retest off this line somewhere. And we got a couple of markers. So if you want to use this as a pivot, you want to take your Fibonacci. You run it from the last low to the last high, and then see where you came down to. Oh my God, I can't believe how beautiful it was. It stopped at that 0.75. We hit the top, and we did not go back to the no-no zone yet. So I do think we're going to end up getting a drop down, and let's just stretch this out a little bit and see how far these levels currently are. So if we stretch this out and look to see what our retracement's going to be, and it looks like our retracement is going to be, looks like this is going to be the golden pocket zone. Golden pocket zone from the low to the high. You're going to get a candle body close, probably right around this 78.7. So that's a little higher than the target we have here, or the 0.5 if we end up coming down here at this 0.5 and then breaking up from here. This is very, very possible to stop right here at this 0.5. So here's another pivot point. These two line up really, really nice. So my first drop point is going to be 80K. And just by based off the Fibonacci, that's what I'm going to use right over here. So we'll use 2 drop points. We have 1 Bitcoin drop point sitting at 80K, 80.3, and the other one at 78. But outside of that, if you end up trading in this zone over here, then you're going to be lucky, because I don't think you're going to get back to the zone. But Bitcoin is one of those unpredictable, really, really monster charts that you have to trade on something bigger than like a 15 minute. So Bitcoin currently looks like it wants to break up, but you still got a little bit of wiggle room right here before you end up coming down. So we're going to wait for the next couple of weeks and watch this thing fall, because again, taxes are done. I really think that the people are going to be now everybody's done cashing in their taxes. So if they were going to buy crypto, it would have been all during this zone right over here, trading sideways. So now we should be getting a drop typically. So looking at Bitcoin, it does look like a decent pullback coming. So let me go ahead and put this back on the daily chart for anybody that's currently got my chart. If you were to update, you can save. Now, anybody that refreshes this chart, you'll be able to see exactly what this is doing right now, the changes I've currently made. All right, so we got some targets right over here. Look at that 1618 right here. Perfect levels from here to here. That's crazy. And this is like a run up. This is like a pennant, and then another run up. It's that's so possible to run up here. Them levels line up so perfectly. All right, so let's move on to XRP. I just wanted to say XRP is currently, I would say, more 50-50. It's right at a pivot point to where it looks like it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 time as a break. This is going to be a 2-day chart. The problem with the 2-day chart is it's still bearish until it starts breaking above this $2.25 area. You start closing a 2-day candle above 225, it's going to negate a bearish pattern. Until then, it's still a bearish pattern. And if it's a bearish pattern, we have a master run all the way down to 98 cents. This is a possibility. And that's just based off of the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Right? So that's going to be your complete pullback, because we got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. So what we're looking for is we want to stay above these red zones right over here, which is going to be these levels over here. So this XRP is it's always on the fence. The problem with XRP is that it breaks down like this, and then it just does this massive run to the upside. So you could get faked out all day long. But we did have the strong resistance right over here. We got blocked. The next time it comes up and breaks this level, nothing's going to hold it. So the The yellow line right over here is very weak. This is the next one to worry about. So that one over here needs 2 more hits in order to break through. But once you get past that, there is nothing holding it back. Not a thing. It's just going to go shoop. So I'm hoping this thing goes up to the $8 and $10 mark, because that's my those are my favorite levels. I'm looking at this on the macro right now. I was watching this and trying to trade it, but it was pretty crazy because I was looking at this right here and I was like, okay, here's a 1, candle body 2, candle body 3. That was a breakdown, and it popped back up. This was a fake out. XRP is notorious for that. Now it has had 2 fake outs. So we're going to cross this one out as not being a valid hit. Right? So we probably have to bump this up to a higher time frame, but we could be looking at a breakdown off of these 2 levels right here. 1, don't look like a 2. That's definitely a 2. But it's, man, XRP is so sketchy either way. It's not something you really even want to trade, in my opinion. I think you just hold on to it, walk away, and then hopefully the ISO 2022 will kick in, and we're going to be, they're going to inject millions of dollars into this, trillions of dollars, and this token ends up going up to some crazy $200 mark. Speaking of which, we'll go ahead and pop that up really quick since I was going to do that. So this is my XRP chart on the bigger time frame, and we got some times up here at this $9.25, $13.25. So December of 2025, this is a really, 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 really good place to be looking at your local tops. Your local tops are going to be $25, $111, or $1,900 if you are an XRP maxi. Is that possible? Well, you're just looking like you're inside of this channel right over here. Is this possible? Is it possible? I can't tell you. Honestly, this is a really, really hard number to put in my head, but I had to put it on the chart because I had a wick, candle body, next target, December 2025. So that's the only reason why I got it there. This actually says December 8th, 2025. I actually need to move that to December 29th, so it's a little more lined up there. But you get the picture right now. $111, $25. From where we're at right now, this $2 mark, 208. I think that's a really nice run on XRP. So if you hold a bag, I have high conviction for it. XRP is cool. So let's go ahead and run over to EMIT. If anybody is in this EMIT farms, I am DeaDY BeaR. And if you go to the DAO, there is a new proposal to add the DeaDY BeaR token to the proposal. It's a little pokey, probably because they got 100 things running right now at the same time. I should have had this up. I apologize. Come back to that in a second. We're going to pull up WPLS. Look at that massive green candle that just popped in there. Isn't that amazing, folks? I currently had this based off of, this was the lowest low. I called this a couple weeks ago and said this is the lowest low. And then we got a pivot right here. So what I did was I did my magic and I put I'm going to flip this around so it makes more sense. Reverse. We put the 0.25 on the top of the first pivot, and this should be the top target. So we currently went all the way up. We stopped at the 0.75 and came back down, and now we're trading inside the golden pocket. This is where I wanted to go. So I do think we pop up a little bit more and then come back down and hit this level right over here and trade a little bit more before we end up popping up. So this was a really, really good start to the reversal. We got a higher low, and we also got a measured move. So we are off to the races as far as the structured move goes. So in no time, we're going to be back up to SAC prices. So if anybody remembers where SAC prices were, they're way up there. 0001, I think it was. Something like right about here. So if we get back up to SAC rates, I think everybody will be happy, and the whole ecosystem will start to thrive again. Again, Um, I dare you to compare Pulse Chain to the other tokens that are currently trading right now. I really think that this ecosystem is going to get that rubber band effect. That's what I was trying to tell you. Is right now we've been so suppressed by people ripping money out of the chain that it wasn't really a fair chart to actually read. Because let's face it, if we didn't get the millions of dollars taken out of the chain, we'd be a lot higher than what we currently are. So now that we got a really, really low chart, if that money wasn't taken out, we would have been trading above SAC right now. So just keep that in mind, that if you were not in Pulse Chain, this is a discount. Huge discount compared to what it physically should be. So you can probably thank the DeaDY minter for milking the capital out of here. Now that that's shut down, I'll come back to that a little bit later. I see that the tokens are actually burning from the contract. So let's come back to EMIT real quick, and it's still not loading. We're gonna have to have a conversation with Mr. EMIT over here. Anyway, so that's the DAO. You come in here, if you have EMIT tokens, you go ahead and put a vote in, and you can vote to have a DeaDY BeaR. I already voted in here, so as far as the farms go, these are the farms. They're getting a decent percentage when it finishes loading. I got too much stuff running. I apologize in advance here. We'll come back to that a little bit later. Move over to PulseX really quick. We did get a pop-up, and we wanted to stay above that green line right there, and we are now back above it. So what is going on between PulseX and WPLS? If you click on this little button that says change the price from USD to WPLS, let's see how we're faring right now. I would probably say that you're still really, really good to keep your PulseX. But you did come back down and start to trade below here. So it's possible that we might see a small shift in PulseX going down and Pulse going up for the time being. I don't know. So far, it's been since the beginning of time, right after this first little drop right over here, it seems like it was more worth it for you to hold your PulseX than your Pulse. Yeah, keep an eye on that. Okay. Does look like we are starting to pop up now. So EMIT has single-sided staking. And let me just pull up the EMIT chart really quick since I got this. Let's just type in EMIT, EMIT. You're going to see it pop up in the list right here. And we're going to see with WPLS, we got 13K liquidity. And here's the chart. So we currently have a bullish reversal happening right over here. We did trade just a smidgen below the wick right over here, which I didn't want to see at all. So we're going to have to watch this right over here to see if it comes back down and retests off of this at a lower high, which we don't want. So right now, it looks like we got the 4 times a break, and we should be heading to the upside. The EMIT tokens, for the people that don't know about this, the current supply is extremely ridiculously low. Scan.pulsechain.com. When we type in the EMIT contract, and there's currently only 69,000 tokens. Isn't that crazy? 69,000 tokens. So that is inflationary, obviously, because it's like the incentive token where it's going to continue to grow. The rewards on a daily basis are really nice coming out of here. So once I get DeaDY BeaR in the farms, we're going to be hitting like, this is 200%. So you can literally stake the EMIT tokens. You can buy the EMIT tokens and you stake them right here, and you're going to get 159%, 156% APY. So that's really, really good in my opinion. If you want to do EMIT WPLS, but if you scroll down here and you look at, for the people that are already holding farm tokens, you know, you go to the PulseX farms and then you lock up your Pulse and your Hex. You can take those tokens, you can bring them over here, and you can farm them and get 94% APY. You ain't got to do nothing else. You already own the tokens. If you have the Hex token and you have the Pulse token and you pair them together, you now have a new token called a PLP token, which is your Pulse Liquidity Pair. So that Pulse Liquidity Pair, if you come over here, it's going to say how many tokens you actually own and then how many you're able to stake. You can click 100%, stake them in here, and now your tokens that you already own, you'll be able to get a percentage of EMIT tokens just by staking them in the platform right over here. So you can see how much is staked in each one. This has got 4,400. This has got 5,000. This has got 20,000. This is the Ink and Pulse X. This is a popular one. This one's got 23K, which is the Pulse and the Pulse X. Very popular pair. So definitely worth getting your eyeballs on. I want you to come here too because you're going to see a little symbol that says WPLS and the DeaDY BeaR symbol right here. So that's going to happen in 3 days, my friends. 3 days. So let's go to the doc. Here it pops up. Give that a minute. So the EMIT contract looks really good. Already trading at 70 cents right over here. It's not going to take much to be able to pop this up. So a couple grand will pop this up and you'll be trading over $1 again. So just an FYI, we're in a good place. We're done with looking at that one. What's next on our list? We have the Time token. You know, Time has gotten a little bit of attention because they have the Internet Money Wallet. And the Internet Money Wallet also has the ability to onboard your users from credit card or bank account directly into Pulse Chain. So this is a very, very safe, very multi-chain wallet to be able to use. Internet Money is a very, very good project. Cool thing about it is if you hold this Time token, it's a gas token. You get free gas just by holding it, free Pulse Chain just by holding this token. So if you buy this token, you don't have to do nothing else except go to the Internet Money Wallet and then click on the button that says claim your tokens. So after a month or 2 months, you're going to have Pulse Chain free gas stacked up, especially at these prices right here. Definitely worth getting in my opinion. So Time token has been a winner in my books. I've been holding it since it started. So it doesn't have a big moon on the chart, but it will. It's ready to pop. I mean, it's already done all of its sideways action, and now it's looking for a massive run to the upside. So that brings us to their other token. I think this is going to be their Internet Money token. It's currently in a breakout mode right now. No retest on that currently, but this is going up. Same way this one's going up. Same way everything else is going up. So the whole chain is getting some bullish action. I do think, again, this is verifying that we have the reversal pattern. Moving over to the UP token, we always like to compare the difference between the UP and the UPX. It does look like we are in this. We did a small cup, small handle, and a breakout. We completed that breakout, and now we're in a bigger cup, and this is a handle. Your handles are going to be a downwards channel. And we broke up, which is really good. This is extremely weak resistance, so if you want to look at this this cup right over here, we just need it to run over this level right over here. You're going to pop above here. You're going to come back and retrace, and then you're going to come all the way up to this dollar mark. That's your magic mark, isn't it? The dollar. So imagine going from 40 cents to $1 in the UP token. Really, really, really good project to be in. And then we're going to move over to the UPX. And the UPX is falling a little short here with its breakout. Looks like it's fighting pretty hard. Its brother is currently winning the race. So this is good to be able to watch these two back and forth. I'll fight each other. What do we got over here? Tetra. You know some cool stuff about Tetra going on, right? We have The breakout, no retest yet, but it still looks like it's pushing to the upside. If this thing comes back out of the woodwork, we're going to be looking at some 200% on this. So starting to get a little more bullish on what's going on here. I know they got some stuff going on, so this is something to keep an eye on. Hex, not doing nothing. Just kind of sitting off to the side. Just trading sideways. Boring. EHEX, still boring. We don't have third times a hit. We got a bunch of resistance. We got a caution zone coming up. So we have this run up over here. This is 50%. Now it's going to be 30% before you end up getting dropped back down. So we have a lower high. Now we got a small higher low. So this would be the 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to come all the way back down to this level before we break out again. So this is the beginning of an Elliott wave structure that looks like it's in a pretty good reversal pattern. It's just going to take some time before it breaks out. You'd be looking at like this, 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 and then finally break out from there. Whoopsie. So you got to come back down and probably retest off of this level after hitting your head on here. So like I said, the next couple of weeks are going to be this somewhat of a sideways, bullish, bearish type of traps you're currently sitting in, because we're currently going up that next leg, which should have a lot of volume. Should have a lot of volume. And then we've got the incentive token, the ink token, which is it's bottom again, and it looks like it's still got some pressure to go. But if we trade sideways here for another 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks, and then we trade sideways before we pop out again, I'd be saying somewhere around the beginning of June. So give us about a month before we actually start hitting these massive run-ups. I don't know what the market's waiting for yet, but it still looks like it's going to hit its head, because it's got this. It's just hitting its head for the first time right now. So this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 times a break. This is resistance. It's heavy resistance right now, so it's going to have to come back down, probably bounce off the top of here, and then pop out. So ink token at $1.50 right now. Your next target up here before it hits its head again is going to be the $4 level. So I don't see any $12 or $28, $30 mark anytime soon yet. I would probably save that for October maybe. I just wanted to say that loan is still not doing nothing. I just wanted to bring it up because it's still not doing nothing. Look how sad it looks. It's just very, very sad. But we did get a candle with a little bit of volume. And what I wanted to do, actually, is I wanted to pop this up because I wanted to see if there's any trades actually happening. 41 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, 7 hours ago, no. There's no volume. There's no interest. And that's what a lot of Pulse Chain currently has. If this thing had interest, it might actually take off. There's 158K worth of liquidity in here. There was a big sacrifice, and there's a lot of projects that have good tech, but not good founders, if that makes sense. Maybe they are good founders. I'd like to meet these people and have conversations with them and sit down. But for now, it looks like this is just still being drowned out. So loan token is definitely pretty boring. And the old teddy bear. So I really, really want this thing to pop up before it dies one more time, obviously, because there's a lot of people still holding this stuff. You still got the community up here. You got some cross members right over here. So 163%. Very, very possible. This blue line is currently 0. That's how far down this thing fell. It did trade below the 1618, which is pretty nasty, which means that you should continue down and zero out in the near future. But you could end up popping up, getting this 150% before actually getting drowned out and it fading away. because the money is going to be taken out. If this thing pops up here, those people that had funds, they're going to be selling off as fast as they can. I don't think they're going to be holding this stuff. So the more this thing pumps, the less tokens are going to be circulated, in my opinion. And then we got something really interesting. We got this huge green candle coming out of nowhere in Solid X. It's just nothing. All of a sudden, boom. So is this fire whale? It broke out, it retested, and then just traded sideways. So it's literally just a boring token right now. But this has the gain metrics. The game's being tested right now, and it's being buyed and burned. So this has some utility built into it. So if you have this long-term play, I didn't like it being below the $12, and you're currently still sitting at $9. $9 for Solid X. Crazy. That's crazy. So keep an eye on Solid X because I do think it's got a lot of growth potential, but it needs a kick in the butt to take off. And somebody besides the fire whale need to start buying this stuff because if he's the only one buying his own tokens, it's just not healthy for the ecosystem. So let's go ahead and show this project some support and start turning this stuff around. And I want to take a look at Spark, another one of our long-time used to be favorites. It's hit its head again and hitting resistance currently. I don't have any good information for this from the beginning of time. It hit the bottom of here. 4 times as a break. Here's your retest to the downside. What is Spark going to do? What is Spark going to do? I don't know. It's nearly zero anyway. For anybody that's got their tokens locked up in the Sparkler for a long time, just keep holding because I don't know when it's going to come back, if it'll ever come back. If Spark has some life to it, it may just completely pop up, but you're going to hit your head on this 39 cents. That's where I'm going to expect the next top target to be. And if we run up to that level, you're going to be looking at 1,600%. 16. Is that worth it? Is it worth the chance to be able to get into it? I don't know. I was trading in when it was 17 cents, so I'm not going nowhere for no time soon. Just go ahead and just ride this one out, maybe 2 or 3 cycles at this rate. So Spark token definitely doesn't have much of a spark to it. So I hope that they breathe some more life into this and pick this one up off the ground. Let me check out the trades. Is it actually trading? 3 hours or 4 hours ago, 7. No, people forgot about this one too. You know, it's what's his name was doing a lot of AMAs and everything. So, yeah, Spark was a good project. NFTs, everything. Just have no interest. Maybe it's a pulse chain thing. I don't know. And we're going to come up to the famous, and I say famous because PTGC is talked about everywhere. Everywhere PTGC is talked about. Every stream I'm in, every chat I'm in, it's just a very, very highly talked about project. So we have the chart patterns playing out exactly as they're supposed to. That was your lowest high the lowest low that you wanted to go. So that was the bottom. You're currently retesting. That's the bottom. We're currently trying to break. We're going to have to trade sideways a little bit more and then pop up, and then you're going to have a lot of really good resistance right here. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. So PTGC is going to be probably taken down a little bit, like sideways action, and then finally break up here, and then break down again. So I want to go ahead and take the measuring tool and see what our percentage is from where we're currently at to where resistance is going to be, about 60%. And then after that 60%, we'll have to really, really watch and see where we go from there. Okay. Dark token is something to talk about because it just did something that not a lot of other projects have done. Again, low token supply, back up to that $20 mark. The floor should be set at this level right here. This is where we should be taking off from. I like this floor we currently have right here. If we can stay above this floor, we should remain bullish. Here's your floor. So we have this really, really good support, messed up. And then down here, we got the wick and wick. And then we got resistance. And then we got a small little resistance. And then boom. So again, you hit 2 resistance and then you pop right through. So now I think we should stay above that. So we have some levels right over here to stay above as well. So if we end up getting pulled back down, we'd be staying within this zone right here. And then we'd be popping up again. But don't expect this to stay down. If this thing right here trades above this level, look at all this level right here. Holy moly. This is like one of these major Fibonacci levels without even put the Fibonacci on here. If it cracks this level and closes a candle body above here, you can kiss this thing goodbye because this right over here is going to be massive support because of what it was doing. This is like the middle of a channel, if that makes sense. So this actually looks like part of a 618. So if you were to take a Fibonacci, bring it here, pop this up here, you should be looking at something like this. Yeah, so you're 0.25 level right there. This is your golden pocket zone. So this is your golden pocket zone. Look at this level. Look at this level. Look at this level right here. So this is all golden pocket zone. So if you crack this level right over here, the 0.5 is typically where you'd stop at that 30K mark. And then you bounce around here for a little bit, and your next target's going to be up here at 141. Easy 141. So dark token looks like it's a lot of really good bullish narrative going on here so far. I like that green candle. That's what I want to see in the rest of the market. I did want to pull up this Sparta. People were talking about Sparta. I don't really know what to think of it yet because it's just a sacrifice phase, massive sell-off, and now we're starting to the upside again. Don't have a higher low, or higher high. We're still looking like maybe a cup and a handle. I don't know. I personally am not going to invest in this project. I don't know if anybody else is currently in this one, but I was, you take a look and see what their liquidity is. And in WPLS, 239K. That's really good, right? PulseX, 528K. That's really good. With most 150K. So whatever they did, they were able to sacrifice and bring in a lot of money right off the bat. And people traded it. But you can see with all this liquidity currently sitting in here, you ain't got them green candles. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we should be seeing this thing with a 242K just rocketing to the upside. $15 million market cap don't sound like a really good 242K level. That just doesn't sound totally correct to me. Maybe there's too many tokens that were passed out, but I know there was a sacrifice phase, but I was going through these and I was kind of pulling up some of these sellers that were over here, like 250 or 1,000, and it's nothing but sellers. Nothing but sellers in the whole thing. There's no buyers. All sellers. So I assume that these are the people that actually got sacrifice, and they're basically dollar cost averaging from when they got in. So now that the price is currently going up, I think all these guys have to be weeded out. You know what this feels like to me? You know what this feels like? It feels like the bro token. So I'm not trying to shit on Sparta at all, but I don't know. The theme of copying somebody else's like copyright infringement and all that other stuff does come into play. I have a couple of questions about, in the future, if that'll ever be, a problem for this particular project, because they're copying, the Leonidas. And so if this stuff does go mainstream, will that be a problem? Like Almighty's projects with his, the Kitty and the Mike Wazowski stuff. So this is always questionable. But short term, if you're buying this, are people just selling off on your head? The people that were in the sacrifice? I don't know. I'd like to get some more information on here if anybody's got some info on Sparta. When you pull it up and look at it, and you look at Sparta and Hex, holy moly, you got $1.7 million locked up with Hex. That's actually really, really bullish for it. But again, you have all this liquidity that was in here, and your chart's just not showing the bullish action that you should. So if anybody else has any other charts that they want to pull up and look at, I'll be more than happy to give you my unbiased opinion. A lot of these tokens I don't really trade in. I like to stick to the cores myself. So that's just something that I personally don't like. But if this thing goes skyrocketing, more power to you guys that are in this. And then I also wanted to bring up DeaDy. So this number right over here really irked me, because when we first started, we had 23 billion. And then last week, when it stopped before they flipped the switch, we had 24 billion. So we only went up 1 billion tokens when the DeaDy minter was minting in the last month. But something happened where we went up almost 19 billion tokens, which is weird. So if you look at this, 44364 So I'm going to refresh this page right now. Look at 673257. 67325. Okay, well, it stayed the same. But yesterday, these tokens were a lot higher. So they're actually going down. Let me pull it up really quick, because I have the last thing was 44,379, 558. 379,558. So what are we looking at? 379,558. So it actually dropped. So these are being contract burned for some reason. So if anybody has some new information on what DeaDy is doing, I know they stopped the ability to mint, but they're disappearing from existence, which means they have to be contract burned. I'm not going to dig through all the contract stuff. I know there's a lot of people that have eyeballs on it, so I'm going to let them do their thing. But we're going to pull up the DeaDy chart. Everybody loves the DeaDy chart. What is happening on here? We have a 2-day chart we're currently looking at. We are following this descending channel, which is a Fibonacci channel. And we can see we're at 0.5. Got all these nice little markers right here. You stopped. Plus, you also had an upline right over here. Hit a wick. And now you stopped. And now you're going to be bullish, staying inside this golden pocket zone. You see the golden pocket zone, which is this 1618382. So I think this thing's going to travel up a little bit, and then it's going to take another big dumpy dump. That's what I think it's going to do. And then it'll bleed out. So when I was looking at the liquidity the last time, I was a little mistaken on the amount of liquidity. I thought it was like still $2 million that could still be pulled out of here, but that's incorrect, because I wasn't taking into consideration that when you're looking at the liquidity pools, it's a 50-50, right? So if there was $2 million worth of liquidity that could have been taken out last week, it was currently last week only 1 million. So I do know that the one thing we do have to watch out for is Atropa. If anybody's checking out Atropa. And you can see right now the Atropa and the DeaDy $12.5 million. Fugazi money. They made up Atropa free tokens. They bought all the extra PDI at a really low amount, locked it up in liquidity. So now we have to look to see what is their exit liquidity. How much can they actually pull if they sold PDI into Atropa, and then from Atropa out WPLS, half of that, so 15K, and then the rest is all piddly. So I think that this whole PDI situation is now going to the wayside, which is really, really bullish for Pulse Chain because, again, the PDI thing has been a problem from day one. Nobody really even saw it and really noticed it and started paying attention until a month ago, the 15th of last month. So this is good for Pulse Chain. It's good for the whole ecosystem, and I think we can move past all this PDI stuff. I'm actually tired of listening to it, to be honest with you. So there's the EMIT tokens, apparently. So that's what I got. Let's take a look at the chat and see what we're looking at. Do we have any questions in the chat? Because I can only pull up one chart at a time real quick. Hold on a second. Got 80 people watching. Thank you, Smo Spider, for chiming in. Today I've only got the KRJcrypto YouTube and KRJcrypto X. I'm trying to filter all of the stuff into one stream over here and see if we can start to consolidate this stuff a little bit. Anybody want to chime in? Post a chart. Do you want me to pop up really quick? Otherwise, we will end the show because it is currently 9:02. We've been on stream for 1 hour and 2 minutes. Going once and going twice. We'll hit you up with an outro song. Let's go ahead and do the Ballads of King Pooie.
Gather round, ye traders cold. A tale of riches shall be told. Of kings and queens, of power and gold. Of Pooie's reign, fierce and bold. Long ago, when tokens fell, a crown was lost in the waters of hell. From porcelain depths the legend grew, and Pooie arose, his might was true. The traders laughed, they mocked his name, but now they kneel before his reign. For mean lords bow and kingdoms fall, yet Pooie's might shall rule them all. Hail the king, raise the flag, stack your bags, let riches brag. Hail the queen, let fires burn, hold her token, watch returns. Strong is Pooie, bold his reign, none shall stand against his chain. The lands were ruled by kings of old, BTC throne was weak and cold. Ethereum taxed the men too deep, and XRP made traders weep. Solana froze in winter's fight, Sui sank into the night. Yet from the west a knight arose, Sir Richard Hart, his vision glowed. Hail the king, raise the flag, stack your bags, let riches brag. Hail the queen, let fires burn, hold her token, watch returns. Strong is Pooie, bold his reign, none shall stand against his chain. Not alone, the king does stand, beside his throne a guiding hand. Queen Pooie's might, both fierce and wise, burns the weak, lets prophets rise. A royal force no one denies, she buys, she burns, her power flies. For those who hold, rewards rain down, the queen shall always guard the crown. Through the markets, the flood, Pooie's name is carved in mud. Yet from the dirt, the empire grows, and meme coins fall where Pooie goes. No gas fees, ties no chains can bind. Pulse chains kingdom, one of a kind. Hail, hail the king, raise the flag, stack your bags, let riches brag. Hail the queen, let fires burn, hold her token, watch returns. Strong as Pooie, bold as rain, none shall stand against his chain. Cheer, his mean lords rise, no loss to fear. For in his land the fools shall weep, while those who hold their fortunes keep. Gather round, ye traders bold, a tale of riches shall be told, of kings and queens, of power and gold, of Pooie's reign, fierce and bold. Let's pack your bags, let's sail away.
Go ahead and run an outro. All right, guys. Close your ears.
Konnichiwa!
Have a good night, guys.